Welcome to another Melanie Minute with your host, Melanie Taddeo. In this episode, Melanie talks about the importance not just of volunteerism, but of giving to others, the very notion of service above self, and service to others. Let's first hear a brief message, though, about how you can obtain your own copy of Connecting Possibilities, the Story of Connect4Life. 10 years in the making, Connecting Possibilities, the Story of Connect4Life is Melanie Taddeo's newest publication about the charity she created in 2014.
I'm Melanie Taddeo, the founder of Connect4Life. Connecting Possibilities is a story of growth, leadership, and accessibility. It is the story of Connect4Life.
Available in paperback and EPUB versions globally through all major online retailers.
When you hear the statement, service above self, what do you think about? For me, I think about giving back to my community, helping others in need, and really doing something for something that's bigger than myself. And this is a powerful thought process. And I think if more of us practice this, the world would be a better place. But today I wanted to share with you an experience I had yesterday. I'm a Rotarian, and I attended a meeting last night where Rotarians who have given more than 20 years of their life were honored. And it really was amazing. There was a gentleman who's been a Rotarian for 55 years, and he was basically stepping back because, he was in his 90s at this point. And the stories that these Rotarians shared about all the volunteer work they'd done over the years to give back to their communities here in Mississauga, where I live, but also across the globe in international projects. This really started to make me think. Yes, I'm practicing this all the time, not just with Connect4Life, but as a Rotarian. And of course, with initiatives that I do there and giving back to our own communities. But it made me think about other things, such as currently in Ontario, high school students need to complete 40 hours of community service before they can graduate. And I thought this is a really good thing for young people to get involved in volunteer work because it teaches them about other aspects to our community. Perhaps they don't understand what poverty is. Maybe they don't understand what it's like to go to bed hungry. And perhaps they don't know what it's like to go to school with a disability. There's opportunities for these young people to be learning about all of these things happening in their own communities just by doing a couple hours of volunteer work. But it doesn't stop there. It goes on. And this also I recognized through a few young people I had conversations with last night. And it's as simple as this. Once they get into volunteering and they learn about what's in the community, they then start to think about what they want for their careers. What could they do to make a difference? And this is a beautiful thing to see young people asking these questions. How can they get involved and how can they leave their legacy? Hearing this from high school students is monumental because they're getting ready to go to university or college. And they are putting a lot of thought into what they want to be. Maybe it's not just about a career, but maybe it's about the difference they can make in the world. And hearing this and saying that they learned it from volunteering and thinking about others before themselves and giving back to their communities and getting involved made me really think about why are we not starting younger than high school? We should encourage young people. And I know there are organizations out there like Boy Scouts and Girl Guides that do practice leadership and things like this and getting young people involved in the outdoors and understanding to do good deeds and all those things. And that's great. And I'm sure there's a lot of other organizations doing this for young kids. But how can we implement this into a curriculum that teaches kids from a young age the importance of giving back and really practicing service above self? I think in a lot of cultures, this is embedded in everything they stand for, whether it's in their religion, in the way that their elders bring them up. But I think here in North America, we've lost sight of that and that importance. And this then leads to what comes next. So we figure we have all of these young people, if they're learning from a young age to give back, whether that's from having a lemonade stand. And way back in the day, I remember seeing a lot of those, volunteering or helping out their elders, their grandparents, or other seniors, making sure that they are volunteering to help people in need. That teaches them skills and to be respectful and to really value what they have. This then it goes into the high school students where they can start to give back to their communities and then picking their careers. If we foster this service about self in young people all the way through, and then they go on to become professionals in that kind of mindset, we're then installing it into the workplace and we're then installing it into our families. You see the domino effect it has. And this service above self conversation and presentation last night really made me pause and reflect on my own life. My parents definitely instilled service above self in my life. I was always a volunteer from a young age. Again, that Girl Guide, I was a big sister, I was a soccer coach, giving back. And then in everything I did in school, all those things. I was involved just to learn and grow and give back to my community. And that's just who I am as a person. And hopefully, I'm instilling it in our clients at Connect4Life, in my younger sisters, and continuously through other people. So I ask you, do you practice service above self? What do you do to give back to your community? Do you see this in the young people? And how can we make a difference in our communities by sharing the importance of giving back? Until next time.
You have been listening to Connect4Life, the podcast. For more information about this program, or any of the channels owned and operated by the Connect4Life Media Network, visit connect4life.ca.